Hello everyone and welcome to the video supplement for Trollvember Day 7, Hell. Now you may have noticed that there was no video for yesterday, Day 6. If you know anything about what happened on November 6th of 2024, then you'll know why. I was very depressed and very tired. I did work a little bit on a troll for that day, but it's not complete, not finished yet. I'm still trying to get a video for it. I'm gonna add some more progress to it, but yeah. So today's prompt was Hell. And rather than create a whole new troll, I'm actually going to revisit an old idea I had a long time ago. For those who may not know, for the longest time I had the plan of starting a Minecraft Let's Play series of Nether survival. Basically, myself trapped in the Nether, needing to survive for as long as possible. There was an idea brewing in my head that slowly, over the course of many episodes, my character would transition from being a regular troll to a more demonic or tiefling-like creation as a result of being exposed to the Nether for so long and eating the nether wart. You'll see I try to incorporate the nether wart model and colors there as much as I can. I did briefly try to make this concept before, as you can see on the bottom of the screen there, in an old skin version that is no longer compatible with the game. It didn't turn out too well. I wasn't a super fan of it, but it served its purpose. It never really went into full use. So I'm trying my hand at what if? What if I never gave up that Minecraft series? I had to abandon it due to stress from the pandemic, and I never picked it up again. I might in the future, but for now I'm not. So the first thing I knew is I wanted to somehow transition from green skin to red skin. So I made a whole color transition palette there, found a red that looked pretty okay. I darkened my hair so it was more of a red and black theme. A little cringe, I know, but not too bad. And from there, I wanted to try and change up my clothes. Like, this was working on the assumption that Tam had been in the Nether for an extended period of time right now, like potentially even years. So I thought, okay, let's change his clothing. His clothes are tattered. They're no longer available. Let's try giving him a bone belt. There's a lot of bones in the Nether, so let's say he salvaged one of those bones and turned them into a belt, and he had to remove his regular belt because it was getting damaged or worn, and he took what material he had left and his golden belt buckle and strapped it around his arm as a little keepsake. The bone belt thing didn't work too well. I put it on the second layer to try and play with later and kind of just gave him some leather underwear in the meantime. And one thing I knew I wanted to try is I wanted to try and incorporate the nether wart into this design somehow. The idea is that Tam has been eating the nether wart to survive the nether, and as a result, it's mutated him, it's changed him. Here I am trying to implement the look of nether wart growing out of his shoulders, like it's infected him. It's using him as a host, something like that. I've had similar ideas for characters in the past. This is the first time I'm really trying to utilize it. It's very difficult to get the look of nether wart in such a limited pixel market. There are very few pixels to play with, and netherwart itself is kind of all over the place. It kind of requires a lot of space to play with. So after figuring out the orientation, or trying to figure out the orientation, I just decided to just load it up into the model viewer, see what I missed. I noticed, okay, yeah, some things are a bit clunky. There's too much in one area, too little in another area. It doesn't look like netherwart. It kind of just looks like a blob. So I had to take a second crack at it, and it took me a good while. I would say like maybe a good chunk of the development of this model was just working on the nether wart growing out of his shoulders. In the end, I think it turned out pretty good, but there was a lot of an examination going on and a lot to work with. So the reason I'm making this skin instead of a new original skin is I couldn't really think of anything for why a troll would be hell themed. I'm not sure if trolls, as I've designed them, have a concept of hell, or if any of the ones I've come up with are evil enough to be demonic or touch in that kind of energies or that kind of thing. So I thought, let's just go back to something I explored previously and try to work backwards from there, see if I can just remake this idea in a new form, keep it more in line with trolls as they are. It turned out pretty okay, I would say, in the end. With that said, I'm gonna largely consider this particular skin non-canon. It's not an actual living troll. This is an alternate universe, a what-if situation, so I have an idea for something I might want to do with all these skins at the end of Trollvember. This one probably is not going to be included. I'm debating maybe yesterday's troll might also not be included. His prompt was time, so what I did there is I picked up an old troll that's been a work in progress for a long time, and rather than having it be a literal prompt, I decided to be a metaphorical one. Rather than being a time-based troll, it's a troll that's been in the works for a long time. So I figured I'd give that a shot. Here we can see that the netherwort, it's coming along. It's taking a little bit, but it's getting there. It takes a lot to make something look like a growing plant using 4x4 pixel spaces, or 4x5 or 6 at most. It's present, it's a look. Once I had it down, I decided, okay, let's change this guy's clothing. He can't be wearing the same clothing he entered the nether with. He has something different. So what I did is I decided, okay, he's wearing a spine. He's wearing a rib cage from one of these giant skeletal ruins that you can find all over the place in the nether. He's manifested it into some armor or something, and it's hot in there, so he might not be wearing too much. I decided, okay, let's give him like a little cloth slung over his shoulder. It's not exactly clothing, but it's something. I'm not sure where he got the material, but he got it somewhere. I also expand his underwear, I guess, a bit. It's just a very small little thing just to make his legs not look completely naked if you take off the pants layer. And after that, I tried to work on a second layer outfit for his legs, something like effectively a big dress that hangs down from one leg, goes onto the other one, then goes around, then back and up. It took me a while to figure out how this would all connect properly. I kind of lost focus at one point and thought I was making something I wasn't trying to make. But it kind of has a sarong look to it, if you know what that is, where effectively it hangs down over one leg a lot lower than it hangs down over the other. You'll see it in a bit as we make progress on it. It looks a little bit jank, but I think it looks pretty good. It's probably made out of some hellboar hide or whatever those hog animals are, the hoglins, I guess, in the nether. Probably made out of the leather of one of those, and it's not very treated, not very well maintained. He's kind of just worked with what he could. I imagine it's not the same material he entered with, or if it is, it's very salvaged, very beaten up, something like that. It's around this time that I noticed that, oh, okay, having a completely circular rib cage on this thing looks terrible, and also I got the spine in the wrong place. So I had to move the spine over a few pixels, I had to adjust the rib cage, get rid of the bottom rib, add a sternum, make a gap in the rib cage to give it some more character, make it look better, less weird. That was an immediate improvement, I feel. It just looks so much better like this. At this point though, I did realize that the white cloth I have draped over his shoulder, kinda not doing anything. It's kinda useless, so I just dropped it out completely, increased his underwear, made it a little bit bigger, and I thought, okay, the model I made previously had horns. I thought it would be nice to try and give this character horns. Like the hell energies and the netherwart have mutated him so much that he's grown horns. He's kind of become a troll version of a tiefling or something from his exposure to all of this hell after potentially years of being trapped in the nether. I tried working with the original colors I came up with all those years ago. I wasn't entirely sure what shape I wanted the horns to be in, or how long they would be, or where they would be. I tried fiddling with the eyes, I tried getting the red and black look as before. It was a bit of a mixed bag. I tried making the eyes blue, I tried making them black and red, black on red, or red on black. I think I settled with red on black before, and I tried increasing his tusks, making it look like he's older, like he's a bit more savage maybe, but the horns weren't working out in the immediate moment and the tusks were too long. To try and add to the netherwort theme, I changed the color of the horns to those of the netherwort, and I played around with his tusks a little bit just to try and find a setup that worked for him. Nothing quite worked. It was very hard to get some good tusks. Eventually, I just decided, okay, well, let's forget the second layer tusks. These aren't working out for this guy. It worked out for the blacksmith troll, not so much for this guy. I was able to reposition the horns into a good enough location where, okay, they work like this. It looks a little weird having horns on top of your head like this coming from the sides, but it works, it connects, it looks okay. The hair combining with the horns, the way it does, it's a bit weird. I decided to just put the tusks on the skin layer rather than on the hat layer, because on the hat layer it just looks weird, but after some fiddling with the horns, it looks okay. Personally, I don't think this particular skin needs to look perfect just because this is a non-canon skin. This is just for progress on Trollvember. This is not going to be made into a new character, but after some fiddling, we got it done. We have Hell Tam, Nether Tam. I don't know who or what he is, but he's effectively me, but if I stayed in the nether for longer than I currently did, and potentially me if I ever go back to that nether survival series idea. So with that would be day 7 of Trollvember. So tune in either tomorrow on YouTube or today, if you're watching this right as it's been uploaded, onto my Twitch channel, where day 8's theme is wind. I don't think I have any wind themes in Trolls, so I'm thinking some kind of messenger, some kind of a Hermes situation. So be sure to check that out if you're interested, and in the meantime, I'm gonna have to say thank you everyone so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you liked it. Don't if you didn't. My name is TamTroll. This has been Trollvember Day 7, Hell, and I will see you next time. Farewell!